Richard Huckle was born on May 14, 1986 in Ashford, Kent, Britain. He is a convicted serial pedophile, both physically and digitally, which means he engages in pedophilia as well as child pornography. His crimes are concentrated in Southeast Asia, with Malaysia as his main focal point. Huckle chose Malaysia as his main hunting ground after he visited the country during a gap year in his studies. After finishing his study, he moved there permanently. Evidence found that Huckle also went to neighboring countries such as Cambodia and Philippines to find his victims. His crime spree lasted from 2005 to 2014 when he was finally arrested. He was convicted on 71 counts of sexual offences against 23 children from the ages of 6 months to 12 years old. However, it is estimated that Huckle's true victim count may well be over 200 victims. Huckle's modus operandi is to masquerade as a freelance photographer, a church volunteer, and as an English teacher in order to gain trust from the children's guardians and get close to them. He also specifically targeted victims from low socioeconomic areas, taking advantage of being someone from the quote advanced first world end quote. Huckle's criminal activity was discovered by the Australian Force Argos that had infiltrated a website that he frequented and traced his account to him. This task force later tipped the British police as he returns home in 2014 for Christmas. He was initially released to home custody for a lack of solid evidence. At home, he was confronted by his mother, which led him to confess. His mother then turned him in to the police for his rearrest. As mentioned before, Huckle was only convicted of a portion of his alleged crimes, which is due to the lack of victims willing to testify against him. So what is the role of forensic psychology in this case? The case can utilize assessment tools developed by forensic psychology to prove his pedophilic tendencies and build a case against him. Two assessment tools was identified to aid in this, which is the ABLE assessment for sexual interest and screening scale for pedophilic interest. The ABLE assessment for sexual interest, or ASI, is developed in order to predict the likeliness of someone being a sexual predator. This is done by two processes. Both uses a series of images that has children, teens, and adults. The first process utilizes watch time as an indicator of sexual interest. Basically, if a person watches an image longer than the mean, it indicates that they are sexually interested in that image. The second process involves the self-report component where the individual will ask to rate the images displayed from 1 uninterested to 7 exciting.